My mother was a traditional folk singer. She just held an audience in the palm of her hand.
If you miss the train I'm on, you will know that I have gone. You can't.
She never, took her music to the next level.
Well, you hear that whistle blow.
Part of that, I imagine, was because, she had 2 kids and then she had 3 kids. It was just a local thing that happened, filling in between the cracks of life.
She's on that train and gone.
My name is Kathy Kallick, and I have played guitar and led a bluegrass band for the better part of the last 50 years.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me please reintroduce the Good Old Persons.
So I started playing in this band called the Good Old Persons, and it kind of took off in the 80s.
I was born in the heart of the country, in a town in the middle of the land.
And the first time we booked a tour to Europe was 1986. And as we were beginning to book the tour, I got pregnant. I just decided early on, as long as the baby is with me, it's going to be fine. I had never done it before. I didn't know what it was going to be like. We played a festival back east. There was a huge storm. Everything was a sea of mud. And there was nothing. There was no table, no chairs. We were under a little pop-up tent in this sea of mud. And I had to lay her in my guitar case and change her diaper. I also remember that often the baby would sleep while I was performing. And we'd go back to the hotel where we were staying. The rest of the band and the nanny, they would all go to sleep. But my kid would wake up and I would have to stay awake and play for hours. So I would maybe have had 3-4 hours of sleep when it was time to pack up. So it was exhausting. Second kid comes along. Now it's much harder to tour. I didn't tour as much as I probably would have if I hadn't had kids, honestly. My career had to fit in with my being a parent. That was the priority. And the playing music was the second thing. Making an album with my 2 kids, Riley and Juniper, we're right in the thick of that now. It's thrilling, it's satisfying, and what we feel now is, of course, this is the obvious thing for the 3 of us to work together and create something.
That sounds
like
right.
It's fitting, yeah.
Yeah.
My older kid, she's a hardcore touring musician now. She's asked me now more than once, Mom, do you ever think your career would have gone much further if you hadn't had a baby? Do you regret that? Not for 1 second. I would do it exactly the same way. When I think about being a mom on the road, what I feel like now is I got to have it all. I got to have my cake and eat it too. There's no perfect time to do things. You never have all your ducks in a row. Life just happens as it goes, and you're along for the ride and you do the best you can. Sometimes you got to change a diaper in your guitar case. That's what's going to happen.
Hear that whistle blow 100 miles.